Jerica.
Laura.
What are we doing here?
I think we're talking about cats.
Like regular house cats?
No, we're talking about warrior cats.
Your cats? Is that a series by Erin Hunter?
You know, I believe it is.
Oh my god, did you know that Erin Hunter originally started as 3 different people?
I did.
Okay, we're not going to talk about that tonight.
Are they all... Wait, started out?
Oh yeah, there have been like 8 different people on the Erin Hunter team at this point.
Oh, okay. So were the... Sorry, I'm just curious. Did those 3 original people were like, they all women or they were mixed?
Every goddamn Erin has been a woman.
Good.
Yeah, and one of them got kicked out for being a TERF.
That's the appropriate response.
Yeah, it was revealed that she was a TERF, and she was like, I love being a TERF. And they were like, you cannot be an Erin anymore.
Bye!
Exactly. So we are talking about Into the Wild by Erin Hunter, who is 3 people. The kind of format of this podcast, and we're still working it out, so it's subject to change.
Mm-hmm.
What we will do here is we're gonna do kind of a book club style, except with a twist. And that every month we'll read one of the books by Erin Hunter. Note that I said one of the books by Erin Hunter and not Warriors by Erin Hunter, because she does a lot of different series. We will read them in release order, so how they were published. And the next 3 to 4 episodes in the month, we will just think of questions to ponder, topics to cover that we have discovered within the book that we just read. How does that sound, Jerica?
I thought you said I didn't have to do any reading.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Okay.
This is the book club part. I am going to explain the book to Jerica, and Jerica is going to say, what the fuck do you mean there are 3 different authors? And then that's when I say, you know what? We will go over Vicky Holmes next week. It'll be a whole episode. That was the first Erin.
Do they take turns?
Nope. Okay, so we can go like broad strokes over how the Erins write these books.
You can cut it out. I'm just fucking curious. I want to
No,
know.
that's okay. We can keep this in. So one of them writes the basic storyline, and then 2 of them flesh it out and like write the actual novel, and then send it back to the one who wrote the storyline, which is Vicky Holmes, and she also edits it. And that was how it started. And now there are a lot more people, there are a lot more series, and we will get into all of it.
That must have been hard to make sure that the writing style was consistent.
It sure was. And someone is now in charge of making sure things, what's it called? When you have like, you make sure the continuity is right. They make sure the continuity is right.
Yeah, it's called a continuity director.
Yeah, that's probably what it's called. So Into the Wild by Erin Hunter, and this might be a longer episode because it's the first episode. I don't really know. We'll figure it out as we go. Kind of my thought is that the book episodes will be a little bit longer, and then the other episodes will be a little bit shorter. So we'll just see. Okay. Prologue of Into the Wild by Erin Hunter. We start out with a cat battle, because of course, why wouldn't we? These cats, ThunderClan and RiverClan, are fighting over Sunning Rocks. And while there is a little bit of prey on Sunning Rocks, let's go ahead and be honest, Jerica. The reason these cats want it is so that they can sun themselves on the rocks.
Yes, that's why they call it Sunning Rocks, I imagine.
Yes. This series makes sure that you know that these are cats, which I appreciate a lot. It doesn't like anthropomorphize anthropomorphize the cats. Shut up.
Anthropomorphosize.
I can't say it.
I love you.
Anthropomorphize. It doesn't make the cats seem human.
Cats are ruthless.
Yes, they all are. Yeah, so this series lets cats be cats. It doesn't hide that they sometimes just want to fuck and sometimes they just want to sun themselves on rocks, you know?
And sometimes they just like to go inside a box.
Exactly.
Well,
Okay,
there's probably
so
less boxes.
yeah, actually I can't think of a single box in this series, but
But if there was a box.
if there was a box, the cat would be in it. Wait, no, I did think of one, but it's a spoiler. Okay, so these cats are fighting over Sunning Rocks, and Red Tail, the ThunderClan deputy, says, like, this battle is lost to us. We need to give it up. This is definitely ThunderClan territory, but for now we need to retreat. We can't risk injuring our warriors over this. And Tiger Claw, the big, dark, muscular tabby, is very upset about this, but it's his deputy, so, he has to retreat like Red Tail tells him to. We switch to a different scene, and in this scene, there is the most perfect, beautiful cat that's ever existed. Her name is Blue Star. And she has blue-gray fur with a little bit of silver around her muzzle and piercing blue eyes. And she's a leader of ThunderClan. And she's sitting with Spotted Leaf, who is a tortoise shell, so she's adorable. And Spotted Leaf is a medicine cat, and the medicine cats can read messages from StarClan. Okay, so StarClan is their ancestors.
Hmm. So she interprets the stars.
Yeah. The stars, which are called Silver Pelt.
Wait, all of the stars are called silver pelt?
Yes. Or maybe just the Milky Way. I'm not sure.
Like, do they understand what stars are?
They're the warrior ancestors. That's what stars are. That's why they call it StarClan.
Okay.
So, Blue Star is so worried because ThunderClan has not lost a battle or on their own territory since she became leader. And now they have lost Sunning Rocks, the precious territory. And Spotted Leaf, like, looks into the sky and she reads the stars, and Blue Star says, "Oh, did you just see a message from StarClan?" And Spotted Leaf says, "Yes. Fire alone can save our clan." And that's like the
Dun
most
dun dun dun.
that's like the most iconic phrase in the whole Warrior series because we do not let it go. So remember that fire alone can save our clan.
Is that what they put like on the cover of the book?
They sure did.
Dun dun dun.
I have this very worn copy here. So that is all the prologue. And now I am not going to go chapter by chapter. Just know that this is the rest of the book. Okay. So the actual book opens up, the chapter 1 opens up with this cat named Rusty who has a flame-colored pelt. And he is dreaming about chasing mice and being out in the wild and sinking his fangs into ew, mice. It's gross. Um, but not for a cat.
Nope.
And so he goes out to explore into the forest, which his friend Smudge is very upset about. Smudge is an adorable black and white cat, and Smudge is like, no, the wildcats are out there. And Rusty is like, I have to. My dreams are calling to me. And so he goes out into the forest and he meets Greypaw. And they battle for a little bit, and then Greypaw just kind of stops and he's like, hey, you're pretty good for a kitty pet. Yeah, because they call house cats kitty pets.
It even sounds weak.
Yeah, it does. And eventually, uh, Blue Star and Lionheart, who is a magnificent golden cat, walk in on them and they're like, hey, what the fuck is going on here? And they eventually Blue Star ends up offering Rusty a place in the clan. And Lionheart is like, what? Are you sure?
Yeah, wait. So she's like, this rando just shows up and she's like, I like the cut of your jib. Come be a part of
Uh-huh.
our clan, kitty pet.
Well, because she sees his flame-colored pelt and his lust for the wild. And she's thinking about that prophecy Spotted Leaf gave her.
Is she thinking about a different kind of lust?
No, he's a child.
Oh.
Oh. No, because one of the things that they tell him as a reason that he should come join ThunderClan is that then his two legs, so his humans, won't take him to the cutter
Oh.
and get his balls chopped off.
Yes, I think that's what was implied. So how old is this cat? Because you really should get them that done pretty early on.
He's about 6 moons old.
Yeah, it's about time.
Yeah.
That's actually a little late, but
Yeah. So they leave him for a night to think on it, and they're like, okay, well, come back to the forest if tomorrow, like, you're sure and you want to join us. And he does. He meets Lionheart in the forest the next day. Lionheart leads him into the ThunderClan camp, where most of the clan is pretty upset about welcoming this kitty pet into their clan, and they're kind of thinking like, Blue Star, what were you thinking? And one of the cats called Longtail, who, let me read you the description of Longtail. In the beginning of the book, there's the allegiances, and they have a description of all the cats. Longtail is a pale tabby tom with dark black stripes, which I'm just having like difficulty imagining a pale tabby with dark black stripes.
what forgive me, what does tabby mean?
It's like the stripes, but like a pale tabby to me is like a gray cat. So it's just weird to imagine like a gray cat with black stripes.
Yeah, that's like a zebra cat.
Yeah, like a zebra cat. So Longtail is like at the head of giving shit to Rusty about being a kitty pet. And Lionheart gets close to Rusty's ear and is like, are you gonna take that motherfucker? So Rusty fucking launches himself at Longtail, and they get into a fight, and at one point Longtail has his collar and he's like fucking choking Rusty out, and Rusty snaps that bitch. He snaps the collar off. Which also begs the question of, if you're letting your cat out, why do you not have a quick release collar on him?
Yeah, that seems very irresponsible. That's kind of what I was thinking. Like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, so, and Longtail, one of the things he had said is like, "Oh, you can't hunt prey with that bell. They'll hear you from a mile away." And so they break the collar, and Rusty wins this fight up against Longtail, and then he fucking turns around and kicks dirt over his collar. Like, he just shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then amongst all this, Blue Star is like, "Woohoo, we love Rusty. I'm gonna call him Firepaw, because look at his beautiful coat. It's like made of fire."
I mean, they are cats, so like, they're not gonna be that inventive.
Firepaw is a very iconic name. You're gonna get flamed by the Warriors community. Get it? Flamed?
Yeah, okay. That I was
Yeah.
about to ask if that was intentional. No, but like, think about it though. If like, surely, that sort of coat will come up at a different point, and maybe a cat like thousands of miles away, like, oh, I'm going to name you. Let's see, you got a fiery pelt, Firepaw. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, is the paw is only used for apprentices. So
Oh.
he's gonna get his warrior name after he completes his training.
So,
So that's
so wait, he has a name that his people gave him. Then he has this new name, that's his apprentice name, and then he's gonna get a warrior name?
Yup.
I kind of love this.
Yeah, so he goes from Rusty to Firepaw, and eventually he'll have a different name. That's why Gray Paw is a paw, because Gray Paw is also an apprentice.
Oh,
There's
okay.
also there's a Dust Paw and a Sand Paw and a Raven Paw, also in the clan. And Dust Paw and Sand Paw are kind of dicks. They're like, "Hey, you are a kitty pet. What the fuck are you doing in this clan? You little bitch. Why don't you go back home?" Is essentially what they
Why
say.
are they called dust and sand?
Because Sandpaw has a ginger coat, so it matches the coat, and Dustpaw has a tabby coat, which I guess is brown. Most of the first names, because the queens have to name the kit when they're born. They don't know personality things. So most of the names, most of the prefix for the name is like the color of their pelt.
But what if you have two cats with the same color? Then I mean, what do you call them?
Well, I'll tell you because my sister's boyfriend's cat just had kittens, and there are 3 gray kittens, and I named them Blue Kit, Ash Kit, and Spark Kit. So there you go. That's an example of 3 cats that look the exact same, and I give them different names.
Your sister let you name her cats?
Oh, they're gonna give them other names. My cat has a warrior name also.
Your
It's
cat also
Spotted
has an
Leaf.
your cat also has a actual name too that you never use.
Yeah, I call her Kitty, and her name is Liliana, and it's also Spotted Leaf after Spotted Leaf. I give warrior names to most of the cats that I know. I have to give a warrior name to your cat. But anyway, so all this happens and there's so much going on, and all of a sudden Ravenpaw, one of the apprentices, runs into the camp and he declares, "Redtail is dead!" And then he like collapses because he's just been in a battle.
And Redtail was like the deputy?
Yeah. And he is dead. So, Tiger Claw drags Redtail's body into camp, and they share tongues with him for one last time, which is not what
Whoa,
you,
hold on. Hold on. Just give me a second here to recover from that. What the fuck does that mean?
That means that they groom each other. But they call it sharing tongues.
Don't like it. Do not like it.
There's a lot of taco sharing tongues. So yeah, and Firepaw gets to meet Spotted Leaf and notes that she is a very beautiful she-cat. And this is the medicine cat. Now here's the catch. Medicine cats are not allowed to take a mate or have kids.
That makes sense.
Kind of, but kind of not. It gets kind of complicated later
Like
on.
they're like serving a sort of clergy position, right? Like shamans usually don't procreate, you know, that kind of thing.
So, fun fact, there is a Secrets of the Clans field guide where they go over each of the warrior codes and how they were created. So there is actually a story of why in the warrior code a medicine cat can't have a mate or kids. And we'll go over it eventually.
Do they really refer to them as she-cats?
Or queens.
Okay, I don't like the she. I do not like she-cat.
Okay. Do you like Tom? Because that's how they refer to the males.
I get. I guess. She-cat just means like, oh yeah, the baseline cat is male, and then oh yeah, the women are called. They can't have their own name. She-cat. Yeah, that's how it feels. That's how it's coming off to me.
Yeah. It that makes sense. I think it's funny because they say Tom instead of Tomcat, which I think a lot of IRL people would say Tomcat. I mean, they wouldn't say that because no one says that, but if they were to say Tom, it would be Tomcat and not Tom.
I think turkeys are also called toms, right?
Ew, what the
Male
fuck?
turkeys.
I don't know. I have no idea. The next morning,
I gotta find out that. Hold on.
okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
This is why it's gonna be a long episode. Oh, yeah. Male turkeys are called toms.
That's weird. I don't like it.
They're also sometimes called gobblers. Don't
What the
like that.
That feels like a Neopets thing.
Yeah. That's a really pretty turkey, though. Anyway, browser closed.
It is a Neopet thing. Yeah, it's a pet. And it's worth 1,000,000 Neo points? That seems unlikely. I think someone just inflated it a lot.
Nope, I'm not going to ask questions about Neopets.
Yeah, someone just inflated it a lot. Okay, so the next morning, Tigerclaw and Lionheart take the apprentices out to explore the territory. And by apprentices, I just mean the three main ones. Dustpaw and Sandpaw are not in this a lot, other than to like insult Firepaw.
So it's Firepaw, Graypaw, and Ravenpaw?
Yep.
Okay.
And Ravenpaw is the like shy, quiet one, but you can tell he has like a heart of gold. And Graypaw is the jokey one, who seems like kind of an idiot. But like the good friend type. And Firepaw is a little too serious for his own good.
Well, he was called to this life and dreams, so.
Exactly.
Are any of these warriors female or are they all males?
There, in this arc, there sure are a lot of males. They get better about that later on.
Okay, so it's not like necessarily an exclusive gender thing. It's just
Right.
Just happens to be that way.
Right. Like, out of these 5 apprentices, 4 of them are males.
Which one's the female?
Sandpaw.
Oh.
So they're shown the territory and they get to see 4 trees, which is literally 4 giant oak trees, and they learn about the gathering, which is when all 4 clans come together under the full moon to like give life updates. Essentially, they'll be like, "Hey, we got a new litter of kits and we got a new warrior. Isn't that great?" And then sometimes they'll like get angry at each other and they'll be like, "I saw RiverClan hunting on my territory," and RiverClan will be like, "Fuck you, I did it because you pissed in my food," or something like that. And
Hey. So wait, but like they're fighting over this sunning rock though.
Yeah. Well, right now RiverClan has it.
So when they come to this like gathering, like
Oh, they're gonna be pissed.
okay.
Yep. And Firepaw starts to question, like, why don't the clans just help each other out? Like, some of the land has more prey in certain seasons. River Clan has like a bunch of prey in Leaf Fall, and then like Thunder Clan has a bunch of prey in Greenleaf. Like, why don't you all just help each other out and make sure everyone survives? And Tiger Claws, because shut the fuck up, bitch! So, yeah, that's pretty much what happens. Uh,
Wow.
yeah. And they never really give a good reason for it other than like this is the way it's always been and you wouldn't understand.
Because they don't understand.
Right?
So the
So
seasons are called Greenleaf for
uh-huh.
spring.
Nope.
Oh, really? Oh, I
For
guess that'd be summer.
summer.
Yeah. And then fallen leaf is
Nope. Leaf bear.
that's winter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fall is leaf fall.
Leaf fall, that's what I meant.
And spring is new leaf.
This all makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Okay. Eventually Firepaw has been in the clan long enough that he's on his first task, he's on his first solo task. So he has to go like hunt in a specific area and then Tiger Claw is gonna like assess how he does essentially. Which is unusual because most of the time apprentices, well, pretty much every single time, apprentices will be given mentors. So like one specific cat will be in charge of how they're training, and Firepaw has not been given that yet. So he's kind of been shared amongst the mentors.
Is it
So
because none of them really want to deal with him?
they never address why. They just didn't assign him a mentor. And they mention it. They're like, "Hey, since Firepaw doesn't have a mentor, you should go out with Greypaw and Ravenpaw." But no one stops to think like, shouldn't we just give him a mentor then? Like, we have a lot of warriors. We could just give him a mentor.
Yeah, that seems weird.
So on his first outing, Firepaw thinks he sees a ShadowClan cat. And
ShadowClan, huh?
yeah. And eventually he just like keeps going. He thinks he scents the cat and he's like, "Oh, that cat isn't around anymore. That was a stale scent." And he's hunting. And then all of a sudden he gets attacked by this big gray scraggly looking ShadowClan cat. And Jericho, let me just read you the thing that she says to him. She says, "Ah, puny apprentice, easy prey for Yellowfang." So that's the kind of corny stuff that happens occasionally in warrior cats.
Okay.
And unfortunately for Yellowfang, she has been a little bit starving. And so Firepaw does beat her. And then he's like, oh, she's so scrawny and pathetic. Like, obviously, she's doing this out of desperation. And so he catches her some prey to feed her. The thing about that, though, is that it's the warrior code that apprentices have to hunt for the clan before they hunt for themselves. And Yellowfang offers him some of the prey. She's like, hey, we're out here in the middle of nowhere. No one's gonna see this. Why don't you just eat some of that? And he thinks, that's a good point. I am pretty hungry. And so he eats some prey with her. He breaks the warrior code. And who finds him is Bluestar and Tigerclaw.
Oh no.
And they are pissed. And as punishment for breaking the warrior code, they bring Yellowfang and Firepaw back to the camp. And as punishment for breaking the warrior code, Firepaw has to look after Yellowfang now. They decide to keep her as a prisoner because Bluestar says, wait a minute, that's not just any ShadowClan warrior. That's the ShadowClan medicine cat. Like, what is she doing out here? And why does she look like a rogue? Which is what they call cats who aren't part of a clan, but they also call some loners. So it's more of like a rogue is like an aggressive loner.
Okay. I mean, that's a good description for a rogue, I think, an aggressive
Yeah.
loner.
So yeah, they're gonna keep Yellowfang prisoner, and Firepaw has to take care of her as punishment. And Bluestar also says, you know what? Tigerclaw said you did do really good hunting on this task you were given, though. I'm gonna become your mentor. And that's like unheard of for the leader to become a mentor. Leaders don't take apprentices, they don't have time for that. Usually they only apprentice like a deputy's kid, you know? And Tigerclaw is pissed. He's like, Firepaw broke the warrior code and you're gonna fucking reward him by being his mentor. And Bluestar shuts him down with, he's he's my apprentice, so I'll worry about that. I'll worry about punishing him. She essentially says, shut the fuck up, Tigerclaw, I'm leader.
Wow, yeah, well, yeah. I mean, you gotta keep people in their place, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And let me tell you a disgusting thing about being an apprentice, Jerica. You have to take care of the elders of the clan, so like the old cats who are done being warriors. And since these cats are out in the wild, they get ticks and fleas on them. So the apprentices have to take care of their ticks and fleas. But they can't just bite it off because, as we know, if you try to just yank a tick out, you could get the head embedded in your body. So what these apprentices have to do is they go to Spotted Leaf the medicine cat and they get mouse bile on a stick and they put it on the tick to make the tick let go.
Ew.
And Spotted Leaf is like, just make sure you wash your paws in the stream and don't lick them after this. Okay, so it's time for the apprentices to have an assessment. So they're each assigned different parts of the territory to hunt in. Great Paw, whatever, he's off hunting. Raven Paw has to hunt by Snakes Rocks, which literally is full of snakes. And Firepaw has to hunt near the two-leg place. Which kind of gets Firepaw thinking. So he's like, why would Tigerclaw send his own apprentice, Ravenpaw, out to Snake Rocks when, like, that's such a dangerous area? He's just going to spend his whole time trying not to get bit by an adder. And Greypaw's like, yeah, that is weird. Okay, bye. Gravepaw doesn't really think a lot in this book. And when Firepaw is out doing his assessment, he finds Smudge, the kitty pet that he had talked to when he was still Rusty. And Smudge is so scared because he looks like a wildcat now. And Firepaw's like, no, it's great out here. And Tiger Claw has seen him, so he reports to Blue Star that Firepaw was out there talking to a kitty pet. And so Blue Star pulls him into her den, and she's like, is your loyalty with ThunderClan? And he's like, yeah, it is. And she's like, that's not enough for me. I need to know that you're in this all the way. Like, I need your full loyalty. You cannot have split allegiances here. And Firepaw's like, no. When I went there and I saw that Smudge had been to the cutter and he was all fat and lazy, I knew that I'd never want that life. So it's unfortunate for Smudge, but and Blue Star is like, okay, I accept this answer. And also, because Tiger Claw said you all did so well on your assessment, you are all going to the gathering with me tonight, which is very exciting because not all cats get to go, and it's only once a month. Yeah,
Once a moon.
once a moon. Yeah. So when they get to the gathering, essentially the cats get to like intermingle with the clans and like share stories, and it's like the one time a moon where they can be friendly towards each other. And so Firepaw overhears Tiger Claw repeating the story of how Redtail died, and now the story we have heard is that Oakheart, the River Clan deputy, killed Redtail, which is like unheard of. Like, you don't kill another cat on purpose. And then to avenge him, Tiger Claw killed Oakheart. But the way that Tiger Claw tells it at the gathering is that but he just doesn't mention that he avenged Redtail. He doesn't say anything about killing Oakheart at all. And Firepaw's like, kind of weird, but I guess it's probably just because he's trying to like not ruffle any feathers. Like, he doesn't want to bring up that their deputy murdered our deputy. But then when he gets over to Ravenpaw, who was also at that battle, Ravenpaw says that Redtail like ran out into the clearing and declared that Oakheart was dead. And Firepaw's like, well, hold on just a second, because the way that Tiger Claw told it, Redtail died and then he killed Oakheart. So how could Redtail know that Oakheart died? That's kind of sus.
Mm-hmm.
But then the gathering starts officially. So they can't do anything about that. So all of the leaders get up onto the, I think it's the branches of 4 trees, I guess. And Broken Star, the leader of ShadowClan, is like, hey, guess what? I drove out Wind Clan, and I did it because they wouldn't give me their rights to their hunting grounds, and you all need to give me rights to your hunting grounds because I have a lot of mouths to feed. And River Clan already agreed that they would do it. And Blue Star is like, let me just talk to my warriors about that. We'll get back to you. And the ThunderClan cats are like, yeah, what the fuck? We're not doing that. And Broken Star has another thing to report. He says, oh, and also, one of our warriors has gone rogue. She's wandering around somewhere in clan territory. If you see her, be careful of your kits. And the ThunderClan cats kind of like look around like, oh shit, we just took in a ShadowClan warrior. She's at home with our kits right now, and she has been acting pretty aggressive towards the kits. One like crashed into her when it was playing, and she was like, fuck off. And so they're like, she did tell that kit to fuck off. And Firepaw is like, wait, hold the fuck up. That Yellowfang wouldn't do that. So he breaks off from the group and rushes to camp to warn her. And he does, but she's just like, okay, well, Bluestar is a fair leader. She will listen to my defense, and I guess if they decide to kill me, then that's just that. And Firepaw is like, okay.
What the fuck?
Yeah. But they get home and Frost for one of the queens is like, the kits are safe. And Blue Star's like, yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
and and they're all surprised and Blue Star is like, yeah, why do you trust Broken Star, the guy who drove out Wind Clan? That's who we're trusting right now. And I hope that all the clan cats feel a little silly because she's right. Except Tiger Claw is still fucking pissy about it. Fucking asshole. And
So they drove out WindClan.
yeah,
So was WindClan not there at the gathering?
right. Everyone was like, where is Wind Clan? And it was a mystery until Broken Star said that.
Interesting. How did they get their clan names?
There's a whole prequel series about that.
Okay.
It's a 6-book arc.
Okay.
Blue Star decides that she's going to travel to the Moonstone, which is how they communicate with StarClan. And she brings with her Tiger Claw and Firepaw, obviously, Grey Paw and Raven Paw. And so they go out to the Moonstone, they cross some clan territory to get there, but it's like within the warrior code that they're allowed to do this. She brings down the Moonstone is like, I'm pretty sure, just an abandoned quarry. And they describe the Moonstone as like this huge like crystal or gem that catches the moonlight just right. So it's kind of like, yeah, they're like in a cave underground and they wait for the moon to go at the right spot so that it fills the cave with light. And she decides that Tiger Claw and Firepaw will come down with her. And Tiger Claw, he just can't handle it down here. It's like dark and creepy and it feels like StarClan and he fucking flees. He can't, no, he's not doing it.
Wow.
Yep.
So does Tiger Claw become the new deputy or no?
Sorry, I should have said right now Lionheart is the deputy.
Okay.
And Firepaw lasts the whole time that Blue Star is down there, but when she wakes up, she's like, because she's talking to StarClan when she's sleeping, she wakes up and she's like, oh shit, we got to get back to ThunderClan right this second. So they all leave in like a rush, and on the way back, they meet this loner called Barley, who Blue Star already knows and trusts, and Barley's like, hey, don't take this route, like they unleashed the dogs, take this other route. And Blue Star's like, oh, thanks, Barley. They take the other route and they get attacked by rats. Barley didn't realize that the rats were there. So they're getting attacked by rats, and all of a sudden, like, Barley comes out of nowhere to help them. Except Tiger Claw is like, you traitor, you tricked us, and sends Barley away. While Blue Star is fucking dying. But it's okay, because then she comes back to life. Because, as all clan members know, leaders of clans get 9 lives.
Oh, snap.
And so she wakes back up and Tiger Claw is like, oh, what life was that? And she's like, oh, that was my 5th life. So she doesn't got a lot to go.
I assume that there's another book or books that explain how that comes to be.
Oh yeah. Blue
Okay.
Star has a whole origin book. And I love Blue Star, so I love the book. So they get back to their territory, and when they get back to camp, they're being attacked by ShadowClan. And Blue Star says, "Oh, this is exactly what StarClan told me would happen." And they're trying to take the kits. They're trying to steal kits from ThunderClan, but Yellowfang protects the kits. So,
Why are they trying to steal the kits?
so that they can raise them in their own clan to be warriors. Yeah, it's a pretty weird plan.
Is the Shadow Clan kind of like the sus clan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, ShadowClan has a history of having questionable leaders and making questionable decisions.
Okay.
Yeah. But they defend the camp, and unfortunately, one of the elders, Rosetail, was killed. But the way they say it is they're kind of just like, "Oh, we saved the kits." I mean, Rosetail was killed, but like we saved the kits, and it's kind of like, "Oh, okay." And Rosetail, I don't think is even mentioned in the allegiances at the front of the book, so it's kind of like, yeah, she's not in here, so it's like she didn't mean anything, which is kind of sad.
Well, I mean, she had her time.
Yeah, it's true. But, even more devastating than that is that their poor deputy, Lionheart, has gotten grave injuries, and Spotted Leaf says, "There's nothing I can do for him. He's gonna go join StarClan." Which devastates Greypaw because he's Greypaw's mentor. So Greypaw is like all over there sharing tongues one last time. And the warrior code says that when a deputy dies, a new one has to be appointed by Moon High. And so Blue Star has to choose a new deputy. And guess who she chooses?
Okay, so there's two that I could say. The obvious choice would be Tiger Claw, but I just know that that's not who she picks. I feel like she's gonna pick Firepaw, and then is gonna cause a lot of uproar again.
Jerica, she picks Tiger Claw.
Oh, okay. Well, I
Unfortunately,
mean, I
she
was
picks
right
Tiger
either
Claw.
way.
Yeah. And Tiger Claw assigns her two bodyguards, who are essentially his groupies, Darkstripe and Longtail. They're fucking obsessed with him, so of course he would pick them. He's like, "Hey, since Blue Star is on her fifth life, she has to have bodyguards now," which like doesn't happen, so it's pretty weird. He starts to spread rumors that there must have been a traitor inside the camp, because how did they know just where the ThunderClan camp was? Unless someone inside told them. And while he's talking to Darkstripe and Longtail, Firepaw overhears them, and he's like, "I just can't believe my own apprentice would do this." He's blaming Ravenpaw.
What?
Yeah. Why would
Why?
Exactly. Firepaw is like, why would Tiger Claw be targeting his own apprentice? Like, that doesn't make any sense. And the next day, Blue Star is finally gonna take her mentorship duties seriously and train Firepaw. So they're gonna have a battle training session, and she leaves her 2 bodyguards behind. So Firepaw is like, "Okay, now's my chance. I have to tell her that something fishy is going on with Tiger Claw because
Mhm.
he his story doesn't line up with what Ravenpaw said, and he changed it during the gathering in front of the other clan, and now he's spreading rumors about Ravenpaw. Obviously something's up, and he's like worried, like, is Blue Star gonna trust me though, because Tiger Claw is her deputy and like a trusted senior warrior, and I'm just an apprentice who used to be a kitty pet. Well, good news for Firepaw. He forgets to tell her, so he didn't have to worry about that.
Eh.
The chapter literally ends with like, and they were back home, and then Firepaw realized he forgot to bring it up because he got so wrapped up in the training.
Oh my gosh.
So that night, they settle down to eat, and Ravenpaw brings like a crow or something over to Firepaw, and he's like, "Hey, I caught this." And Firepaw's like, "Oh, it tastes really good." And Ravenpaw says, "Yeah, it better. It was from ShadowClan."
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and Firepaw essentially had that same reaction. He's like, "Why were you hunting on ShadowClan territory?" And Ravenpaw's like, "Look, it's no big deal. Just keep quiet about it. Like, that's the assignment that Tiger Claw gave me." And so Firepaw is even more sus. He's like, "Why? Why would Tiger Claw do that? This is against the warrior code. Why would he endanger you? Why would he risk, like, creating more rivalry between our clans?" And Ravenpaw doesn't want to talk about it. So,
That's weird.
mhm. So they settle in for the night, except Ravenpaw wakes Firepaw up halfway through the night with a nightmare, and he's like freaking out. And Firepaw wakes him up. He's like, "Dude, what is going on? Like, obviously something has happened. You need to tell me what it is so I can help you." And Ravenpaw finally comes clean, and he says, "Listen, in that battle for Sunning Rocks, it wasn't it wasn't how Tiger Claw said it happened, all right? Oakheart got killed on accident, and Redtail told us to retreat. And so as we were all gone, um, I came back because I thought they need help. They need some kind of help. They can't just handle this by themselves. And I saw Tiger Claw jump Redtail and sink his teeth into the back of Redtail's neck."
What?
Mhm. And Firepaw is like, "Well, shit, we better tell Blue Star for real now." But before that can happen, Brindleface, one of the queens, flies into the camp. And oh, I missed a part. The next day, Firepaw gets called in to Blue Star's den, and Blue Star, for some reason, I don't really know why, she tells him, "So remember when I told Tiger Claw that that was my 5th life that I lost? Actually, that was the 7th life that I lost. So if I lose 2 more, I'm gone for good."
Oh.
Mhm. And then before Firepaw can bring up the thing with Tiger Claw, Brindleface, one of the queens, sh runs across camp screaming like, "My kits are missing!" And they also find the body of Spotted Leaf, medicine cat. And Firepaw See, when I read these books, I was like 11 years old, so I didn't pick up on this, but Firepaw was unusually sad that Spotted Leaf, this beautiful, slender she-cat, had died. Apparently Firepaw had a thing for Spotted Leaf, and I just never picked up on that for like 3 books.
I mean, I figured just by the way you said it earlier, I'm like,
Uh-huh.
okay, I see what's going on.
Yeah, I somehow didn't. I purposely described her the way that they describe her in the book to point out how silly it was that I did not catch on. But Yellowfang is gone. So everyone is like, aw shit, Yellowfang killed Spotted Leaf and took the kids. She is a traitor. And Tiger Claw wants to send a patrol out, but Blue Star says, no, there's a big storm, like we're not gonna be able to follow her in this rain. We need to wait until it stops and then we'll send a patrol out that's safer. And then privately to Firepaw says, you need to go find Yellowfang because I think Tiger Claw will just kill her if he finds her. And I want to find out what actually happened, so you need to bring Yellowfang back so we can like ask her what happened. And Firepaw is about to leave, except he sees one of the queens like hissing and charging at Ravenpaw, getting him out of the nursery. And Firepaw thinks like, oh fuck, Tiger Claw has been spreading this rumor about Ravenpaw, like everyone is turning against him. It's not even safe for him to be here. So he gets Ravenpaw to go with him, and Greypaw also comes, but he doesn't really do anything. Greypaw really doesn't do anything in this book. And Firepaw actually brings Ravenpaw to Barley, the loner, and he's like, yeah, you need to live here from now on. And Ravenpaw's like, oh, but what if, like, they come and track me down? And Firepaw's like, they won't. I'll tell them you're dead. And then, like, the chapter ends dramatically.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, there is.
So it seems like Tiger Claw knows that Ravenpaw. It's very hard for me to say Ravenpaw, not Ravenclaw.
Mm-hmm.
Ravenpaw saw what Tiger Claw did.
Mm-hmm.
And so instead of just killing him, he's, ruining his reputation and like
Yeah.
setting him up.
Yeah. And I think he is like, well, Ravenpaw is just such a scaredy cat that he's not gonna say anything. So I'm just gonna intimidate him into silence.
I don't know how this is gonna go. Like Firepaw's like, oh yeah, Ravenpaw's dead. Okay, what happened? Like, what the fuck?
Uh-huh. Yeah, so they eventually find Yellowfang, and she tells them about some ShadowClan cats that she thinks will be on their side if they decide to take over the clan from Broken Star, because Broken Star fucking killed some ShadowClan kits and blamed it on Yellowfang. So kits start their training at 6 moons old, and they become a warrior at 12 moons old. While this bastard, Broken Tail, started their training at 3 moons old, and was sending them out as full warriors at 5 moons old, which is too young to even become an apprentice. And 2 kits specifically, he was training them so hard that he literally killed them. And he just blamed Yellowfang, so they ran her out of the clan. So she's like, yeah, he's been making the elders stay outside the camp. Like, he essentially banished them, but within ShadowClan territory. So I think we can go get the elders and overtake the camp. Yes. And Firepaw believes her because they've become friends. and they bump into a patrol led by White Storm, who is one of the senior warriors of ThunderClan, who has also been like kind of a friend to Firepaw. And White Storm agrees to this plot. He's convinced that Yellowfang is on their side. So they go and raid the ShadowClan camp. And as they're fighting, Broken Star snarls to Yellowfang that she's even harder to kill than Ragged Star, who was his father and the previous leader of ShadowClan. So he got to be leader by fucking killing his dad.
I mean, 9 times, right?
Right. So they retake the ShadowClan camp, and White Storm is like, okay, we'll give you guys a moon to figure your shit out, and then we're gonna go back to regular hostilities. And Nightpelt, one of the elders, is like, yeah, that sounds fair, and I think I'm gonna be leader now, so it's all good. So they go back to the ShadowClan camp, or the ThunderClan camp, and update Blue Star on everything that happened. Blue Star invites Yellowfang to be their new medicine cat, since now they have an opening for that position. And how convenient that Yellowfang is a medicine cat. And so she says, yeah, sure, I'll be medicine cat ThunderClan. And at the very end of the book, Blue Star, this is still after they return from battle, Blue Star says, White Storm, did they do good in this battle here? And White Storm says, they fought like warriors. And Blue Star says, okay, it's time for them to get their warrior names then. Graypaw, you're going to be known as Gray Stripe. And Firepaw, you will be Fireheart. And now they have to sit vigil for the first night of their warrior, when they become warriors. They have to sit in silence and guard the camp. And that's how book 1 ends.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Firepaw got the much better name.
Yes. Gray Stripe is cute, though.
Your warrior name is Gray Stripe.
Well, he's a tabby.
Yeah, but like, okay. But like Fireheart, that's a warrior name.
Yeah, he has the heart of fire. Oh, I'm sorry. It says specifically that Graypaw is a long-haired, solid gray tom, so actually he has no stripes.
That makes even less sense.
Yeah, so what'd you think of this book, Jerica?
I thought it was interesting. Like, there's lots of different things going on. Some things I don't quite understand yet.
Like what?
Like, fucking, what's Tiger Claw's motivations? Like, what's really going on with ShadowClan? Like,
Mhm.
who actually took the kits? If it wasn't Yellowfang?
Oh, sorry. They do reveal that the person who took the kits was Blackfoot, who is the ShadowClan deputy.
Okay. What did they do with Broken Star?
They just ran him out. Yeah, he's just out there somewhere.
I'm sure he'll never come back.
Surely.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm torn whether I trust Yellowfang or not.
Interesting.
Like, she just happens to. There's too many coincidences.
Yeah.
Like, why was she missing?
Oh, yeah. She told them she was missing because she was looking for the lost kit. Because she knew they would blame her.
I mean, yeah, and they did. I don't know. That, like, I want to trust her.
Mm-hmm. You want to believe.
I do. but I don't know. I feel like there's opportunity for treachery there.
That's all these books are made up of.
Yeah, Blue Star is like fucking surrounded by treachery. Like,
Sure is.
did Firepaw ever like say anything about Ravenpaw?
He told Blue Star that Ravenpaw died, and
Just
Blue Star said that is very sad.
so maybe she was buying into some of this propaganda?
Isn't it a wonderful book? There's so many things to ponder.
Yeah, I have to admit that it is pretty provocative.
I think the conclusion is that this book is perfect, no flaws, no notes. I don't see any area that could be improved.
No, good, because we're not trying to fix it.
No, that's our other podcast, We Fix Games, which you can find at wefixgames.net. And you can find our Discord there, and you can come and talk to us
Yeah, talk to us about stuff.
about warrior cats. Jerica, what would you say your warrior cat name is?
I think the most appropriate warrior cat name for me would probably be Sparkleheart.
A beautiful, beautiful name it is. And my warrior cat name, which I have borne since I was 11 years old, is Snowstorm. May StarClan light your path. Meow.